Good morning, good morning, good morning. What is up, everybody? JT here with another Xtrades FOMO live stream Tuesday, February the 18th. Hope everybody is doing well this morning. Hope you had a great long weekend, an extra day break from the markets with President's Day being yesterday. We've got ES grinding higher, melting up to the upside. SPY breaking out to new all-time highs. ES got a little bit, has a little bit more turbulence to get through before it's a true breakout to all-time highs, but ultimately market looks like it is trying to break out and push higher to the upside here as we head into the actual trading week this week starting today. So we'll take a look at that. We'll also go through the member selected trade plans. I posted those in the Elite Xtrades chat last night, so I haven't seen a lot of action on those yet, but we'll go through them and just recap those, make sure everybody's on the same page as far as what we're outlining with those plans. And of course, we'll take a look at the trade plans we did on last Thursday's live stream, so we can get some updates on those and get our bearings for where to expect those to head moving forward. So with that, I want to thank everybody for joining me this morning. What's up, Brian Brown? Good morning. We can certainly take a look at PLTR for you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Brian Brown over on the YouTube side of things. What is up, Thought Loops? Good morning. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Good morning to everybody else in the audience. Feel free to chime in, say hello. Feel free to start dropping some ticker requests or any questions you have in the chat. That's kind of lame. It seems like a normal place to leave a introduction, Tony, so I'm not sure why you got auto deleted there, but my apologies. What's up, Navy Plum? Good morning to you. Thoughts on SPY ceiling of 614 today? We can take a look at that. Yeah, oof is right. But good morning. It's good to see you, Tony. I'm glad you're here. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what we're seeing here on ES. We'll get to those trade plans, and then I'll start answering these questions and getting to some of these new ticker requests, starting off with PLTR from Ryan Brown over in the YouTube side of things. So what are we looking at here on ES? Things continue to grind higher, as I was saying a moment ago. We're fighting through these last few areas of supply overhead. Over 61.83, the market is in a full breakout. Really nothing overhead resistance wise that's been established to look for over that level. Then we start focusing on some Fibonacci extension levels and trying to essentially anticipate or predict where the market is going to find resistances that it has never tested before. So again, we will keep our eye on all of that as things push forward. But ultimately, why does this look a little weird to me? Let's try this. There we go. It's like, I feel like it's hiding some parts of my indicators there. So, like I said, looking solid, moving to the upside. 200 crossing over the 333. Those are both curling up. Neptune's on the full bullish trend right now. So I'm liking what I'm seeing here on futures. Oh, I know what that was. I was testing to try to see if we could filter out that last little bit of like extra volatility. That I've gotten a lot of this stuff worked out on the calculations for Neptune. That's one that I think I was still working on a good way to logic our way through that without disrupting kind of how it's performing everywhere else. So anyway, that's why it looked weird for a second. I'm still testing a few things before I publish this last or most recent update. So, like I said, pushing to the upside, 200 crossing over the 333, 61.83 being the key level to watch to break out for continuation to the upside. Overall, fully bullish, everything looking good from a Neptune perspective. So, you know, keep your heads on a swivel, keep buying the dips is what it looks like right now. Wouldn't be the worst time in the world to start putting some hedges in place at all-time highs. It's certainly not a bad idea to do. Just make sure that you're not, you know, make sure that you're keeping those hedge positions small until the sentiment for the markets actually changes, and then we're actually just playing for downside. So anyway, that's my take on the markets in general. Let's get to these trade plans that we did yesterday. Again, not much to see here yet, but in a way that's a good thing. Fortunately, we didn't have any like big gaps up or gaps down that sort of put us at a price target or something like that before we could even do anything with these trade plans. But I went through the votes from over the weekend. The top 3 requests were for Shop, Google, and Sound. This is the Shop chart that we're looking at here. And what we're looking for on Shop is a break over 131.14. That should give us upside targets at 135.09, 139.28, and 142.98. With a stop loss average down there at 127.92. To the downside, we're looking for a break below 123.49. That should give us targets at 119.95, 115.93, and 111.42, with a stop loss average down up here at 126.47. Again, remember, these price targets, you should be taking profits and moving your stops up. Waiting for confirmation on any breaks to get into these trades, and of course waiting for confirmation before you get stopped out of any trades. So again, stick to those rules and follow the plans and the levels, and you should be okay. For those who are on the YouTube side of things, you guys don't see these trade plans right now, so I'll go ahead and post those in the YouTube chat. That way you can pull these up. Next is Google. Let me go ahead and get this posted as well in the YouTube chat. All right, so what are we looking for here on Google? We're looking for a break over 188.25, Neptune confluence right above or right there. So we should see that move to the upside if we could break over that 188.25 level. Until we get over that, looks like turbulence or potential rejection areas to me. Over 188.25, we're looking for targets at 191.52, 194.34, excuse me, at 197.27, with a stop loss average down at 186.38. To the downside, we're looking for a break below 184.40 with targets at 181.95, 178.93, and 176.07. Shared stop loss average down with the upside trade plan there at 186.38. And then last but not least, from the member selected trade plans, we have Soundhound. Let me get this posted. So what are we looking for on Sound? We're looking for a break over 1187. That should give us targets at 1269, 1342, and 1436, with a stop loss average down at 1122. To the downside, we're looking for a break below $10 even. That should bring us targets at $9.45, $9 flat, and $8.33, with a stop loss average down at $10.54. Those are your Sound trade plans. All right, so let's get to these trade plan recaps from last Thursday's live stream. First on the list, Tesla. Tesla did give us an extended hours break to the upside, hit PT1, ultimately came back and rejected, opened the day below the call entry. So this one's been essentially a no trade thus far. Well, let me double check that. Now, I don't personally trade Tesla, so I'm not in this, and I've said that I don't know how many times, but I will still give you guys Tesla plans and give you my take on whether or not these breaks look like they're confirmed. That probably was pretty close to a confirmed break, actually, if not a confirmed break right there Thursday morning after we did this plan. So potential call entry there. Again, this is something that we talk about a lot. Sometimes the analysis can play out while we're in the extended hours session. Targets can hit while we're in the extended hours session, and that can cause rejections or cause us to kind of wind up in a precarious spot when it comes to how and when we can exit our options trades. So this looks like one of those scenarios where we got a confirmed break. We got a little bit of a dip back down, ultimately hitting PT1 the following morning pre-market and rejecting a little bit off that. So Tesla trying to make another push, though, back above the call entry here. Overall, looking okay, a little choppy and sideways. What's up, Israel? Good to see you. What's up with you? So overall, a little bit kind of listing sideways, not really giving us any kind of clear signs that it wants to make a bigger move to the upside. So, you know, if we get another tap of PT1, that would probably be a good place to go ahead and lock most of your profits and figure out what you want to do as far as holding any runners, but certainly move your stops up on that Tesla trade plan. Definitely looks very choppy to me. Does have the 200 crossing above the 333, so that's positive here on the 15-minute. But again, overall, just looks a bit choppy on the 15-minute there. Kava, this one has been really a no trade so far, but a nice, why is this on regular trading hours? But a nice bounce. We did this plan again last Thursday morning. Nice bounce there pre-market that has pushed it up higher toward the stop loss average down for the upside trade plan. So it's trying to fight through that level now, but overall this has still been a non-confirmed entry on this trade plan unless you kind of re-engineered the levels and bought the dip off that 333 SMA put entry support confluence right there. So that again, that put entry level is still support until we lose it, right? So it's the put entry because it is strong support. So just kind of trying to get you all to start thinking about these levels in maybe some different ways other than just strictly following the plan. So when you see something like this, overall the trends to the upside, 200 above the 333, both moving and still ultimately tilting to the upside, 333 right down here, giving some confluence to this area of support at 126.63. That's a really great buy the dip opportunity. I personally didn't see it, so I'm not in this, but in hindsight, I love those kind of setups. I feel like I talk about them frequently on these live streams. So Kava, still kind of nothing to see here. And then Apple was a huge win for us. This one we did again Thursday morning pre-market. Had to make it through a little bit of the trading day, but then ultimately just absolutely skyrocketed to the upside. Has tapped PT3 for calls a few times. Once again here pre-market this morning. So this Apple trade plan has played out beautifully. All upside targets hit and doesn't seem to just be flying through that third price target. So, you know, probably a max profit exit there at PT3, at least on anything that's a shorter term contract. So congrats on that if you followed the Apple trade plan from last Thursday's live stream. All right, let's go. We've got some new trade plans to work on this morning. We've got about 30 minutes to do it. So let's dig in. We had PLTR from Ryan Brown over in the YouTube chat. So thank you for the ticker request, Ryan. Let's take a look at PLTR. Still grinding through all-time highs. Last I looked at it. Let's see what we got. Yeah, coming up on my next fib extension up here at 121.26. This will be a little bit of a trickier one to plan because we are still sort of dependent on fib levels and fib extensions, but we've had some time to develop some probably smaller time frame support and resistance levels up in this range. So let's see what we can kind of verify and see at this point, but 121.26 I think is going to be a tough one. That's the 61.8 from our previous set of fib extensions we did on PLTR. Really interesting couple of rejections and support right near this level. Definitely one that we'll want to keep on watch as we put together these trade plans. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, there's something. Question is it something here or something a little lower? I think it's something here. Call that right there at 115.62. Same thing with this level. That looks pretty solid. Lots of support. Dips getting bought. And some liquidity sweeps just down to one of our, I guess that's more of a placeholder level than anything. All right, so that's kind of how that all stacks up. Again, we're coming up on this 121.26 key break level that potentially takes us up to 127.44. So if we're going to plan this out based on these existing extensions, I like that as the entry, and I like this 118.34 as the stop loss. Question for me really is our last set of fib projections was based off of 107.13 all-time high. We have been making higher lows, though, since then, for the most part. This is actually an equal low, so I wonder if that came off of that little tap right there. I'm kind of looking at potentially having another set of trend-based. What's up, Outlaw? Good morning. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Whoops, not fib retracement. Trend-based fib extension. I'm debating with myself a little bit about where to fire this off from, but I think I am going to start it off this dip back here. Take that up to this current pre-market test right there. That lines up about the way I thought it would. Does create some interesting little challenges in here. Does give us a confluence here at 121.26 essentially. So that's definitely one I'm going to want to keep on watch. 61.8, 78.6. All right. Let's take a shot at it this way. So I'm thinking use this 78.6 from this existing, or this new set of fib extensions to trade the breakout over 121.26. Second target, we take it up to that previous set of fib extensions, also near the 100% from this more recent set. And let's take a shot at the 1.618 all the way up there to 134.31. Really not a whole lot else we can do to kind of plan these levels out. So, you know, kind of some good moves as far as the range and the size of these moves, but over PT2 could just see an absolute face ripper. So that's kind of how I like, or how the upside trade plan for PLTR looks like it would be set up for us. Downside trade plan, I'd be waiting for it to break back below this 115.62 with a first target down here at 112.53. Second target could dip a little lower, but I think 110.27 probably a good spot to take some more profit. And then we'll let this go back for this previous, and that's a little bit off actually, just a hair. Needs to be more like right there. That PT3. So again, these fib levels are just projections. We try to get as close as we can with those, but it's really just mathing it out. Only other question I have is, do we have a tighter, more reasonable stop loss that we could use? The answer is I don't think so. I think we're pretty good with sharing the stop loss with the upside trade plan. So this is what PLTR looks like. Let's get these indicators back on actually before I go. Getting too far ahead of myself. Why didn't they load? Sometimes TradingView does that. Come on. There we go. All right. Anything indicator-wise that's kind of sticking out to me here? Just want to check that real quick. What's up, C Amigo? I will try to take a look at either or both of those for you. Absolutely. All right. So, yeah, I don't see anything that changes my mind about any of this from an indicator standpoint, so let's go. Let's lock in this PLTR trade plan. Let's get to the next one. So what are we looking for here on PLTR? Potentially a massive move to the upside if it can keep rolling. PLTR, one of my top performers in my personal stock portfolio. Absolutely crushing it. Love to see it. All right, so here is the Israel said, bro, you are the NVIDIA expert. What's up, Alex? Good morning. I hope you're doing well. What's up, Lamar? Hope you're doing well. Let's take a look at this PLTR trade plan, live stream plan. Sorry, let's update that live stream plan. All right. And in the chat there, and let's throw this in the Elite Xtrades chat as well. All right, so what are we looking for here on PLTR? We are looking for a break over 121.26. That should give us upside targets at 124.63, 127.35, and then a potential parabolic move over 127.35 on up to 134.31. Stop loss average down at 118.34 for that upside trade plan. Downside, we're looking for a break below 115.62. That should give us targets at 112.53, 110.27, and 106.96 with a shared stop loss average down with that upside trade plan there at 118.34. Those are your PLTR trade plans, Ryan. I hope you do well with them. I hope anybody else that likes those plans stands by, gets ready to execute. Make sure that you are setting your alerts and putting these levels on your charts and setting alerts on these levels so you all know when it's time to take action. I'm trying to do a better job of getting alerts on these pre-market live stream plans, but my time is so limited pre-market, and sometimes like the plans are already in play by the time I can start to even think about setting some alerts. But I'll try to figure out a way to start getting some of those into the mix as well, those alerts that do get pushed out to the Xtrades main options chat. All right, what was the next ticker we had? Israel wanted to, actually Tony got in just before him with Apple, so let's take, well, we just did an Apple trade plan review. Let's see. So where does Apple go from here, I guess, becomes the question. 245.34, pretty clear. Double top up here. Let's hide these indicators real quick. Is this, I'm guessing this is all-time high on Apple, although it may not. 260. Oh no, so Apple has tested higher than this in the past. Let's see, let's see. Okay, all right, cool. Well, we've got some price action to work with. Okay. So, yeah, this is a level I'll be surprised if we don't find support and resistance on as we go back a little bit. All right, so we're bumping up against it. So I'm kind of wondering if PT3 break makes for another good call entry is sort of what I'm thinking about. Interesting rejection here. Looks like a previous fib extension. And then we've got a bunch of price action that I have not studied yet. That's okay. Yeah, I definitely lost sight of Apple for a little while, and it was sort of in the doldrums, and Nvidia and all these other names were performing so much better. I just kind of lost track of Apple, and it made some sneaky new all-time high moves. But you can't watch everything, can't catch them all. All right. Yeah, definitely got something there. Maybe not right there, but more like right here. Yeah. Interesting level, but not anything confirmed yet there. Good level there. All right, let's see. So my only question becomes, we do take this entry here, 247.37, or this double top. Say we shoot for the double top. That was the more recent rejection. So I'll give that a little bit of preferential treatment, if you will. This is interesting rally base rally looking support off of a quick rejection there. I think that makes for a reasonable stop loss average down level. So let's use it. Let's kind of clean up this old stuff real quick. All right, so I like that as far as entry PT1 and stop loss levels. PT2, I think we can take a shot at 120, or call. Get your words out right, buddy. 251.29. Started reading that dyslexically. Whoops. 251.29. And third price target right here at 253.57. Upside targets. So call entry, targets, stop loss. That all looks fantastic. Where does downside get interesting? That is going to perhaps be the big question. I'm kind of thinking that that's a wait and see if we break 240.05 based on what I'm seeing here. I think we'll probably be able to find a stop loss somewhere around, find a confirmed level somewhere near this 242.21 level. Oh, excuse me. Bless me. That came out of nowhere. Yeah, I think we do have one. Or is it a little higher? Looks about right there, unless I'm catching support when I should be catching potential resistance. Yeah, I think this is a little bit higher, actually, the more I look at it. Then how does that situate us on that rejection? Pretty close. Okay. I think that gives us a good idea of when this downside starts to look less appealing if we do get caught in some kind of a liquidity sweep or bear trap or something to the downside. First target for this downside plan would be 237.24. Second target down here at 235.26. And third target, could be that 230.52, but let's take a look at this real quick before I go. Getting ahead of myself. Take bias out of the equation here. I think I would actually shoot just a little bit higher on that level. This level does need a slight adjustment. Right about here. Wait, right here. Yep. Down there at what is that? 232. What? Wait, what is that? 231.89. Sorry. It's like, what? Why does that look wrong? Okay. Let's put this chart together. Slide this way. Check these indicators. Yeah, I didn't expect there to be, with this kind of strong move, anything really in the way of the upside. Downside, looks like Neptune's trying to make its way up to a confluence with PT, or with the put entry, I mean, down there. So keep an eye on that. Is there something I can do? There we go. That looks a little bit better. Okay, cool. Perfect. All right. Let's talk through this Apple trade plan. And post this over in the Discord as well. course, in the What's Up, San Andreas. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well, Israel. Israel, it's yeah. If you've got a Hall ask, that's fine. I will definitely try to get some insights on AAL for you. Let me get this in the elite chat. Whoops, maybe tag everybody. That would be helpful. All right, so what are we looking for on Apple? We're looking for a break over 245.34. That is PT3 from our Thursday live stream plan from last week. So if you're already in, make sure you're booking profits, and then you could potentially look to roll some of those profits into a new entry if we do get the break above 245.34. Over that, we're looking for targets at 248.29, 251.29, and 253.57 with the stop loss average down at 243.21. To the downside, we're looking for a break below 240.05. That should bring targets at 237.24, 235.26, and 231.89 with a stop loss average down at 242.70, right? No, sorry, that's 242.16. There we go. That looks a little bit better. 242.16 is your stop loss average down. So those are your Apple upside and downside trade plans. Go get them. All right, let's check. What was the next ticker we had? I think it was AAL actually at that point. Yeah, let me check that, and then I'll see if I can't get back to Meta for Lamar. And we'll try to take a quick look. I don't think we'll get any more trade plans in, but we'll try to take a quick look at some of these other ticker requests. Even if we don't do full plans for them, we'll at least try to give you some quick insights. All right, AAL, American Airlines. Let's clean up this chart real quick. Definitely been a while since I've looked at any of the airlines, so this will kind of be a fresh look probably. Hide these indicators for a moment. Let's check this daily chart. I know American is going to have price action to work on. Yeah, something hanging out right in this neck of the woods. The daily chart, sorry. Kept knocking my mouse around there. Right there. Any other additions that I see? That's definitely a daily level sitting right here. Color code that the right way. Yeah, there is another one sitting right there. Fortunately, American makes very nice, methodical, rally-based rally moves, which makes it very easy to see some of the support and resistance levels. All right, let's see where that puts us in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, already I'm seeing an opportunity here. Let's get into some of these hourly time frames, though. Make sure I'm not going totally crazy. Over 1650. The first target up here at 1739. I already like that setup. Stop loss for that setup. Don't want to play it overly aggressively tight. Come on, move. There we go. That's the current price. Yeah, right about here. Let's fix this real quick. There we go. That looks like a good stop loss, average down. So, price targets over 1739. Next question. Interesting level up here. It's probably sitting right about there at 1816. Is this? Oh yeah, That is the most recent test. Yeah, I like that. Right around, call it 1815. Second price target. Third target, I'd be looking somewhere in the area of this rejection. Let's see what previous price data has to tell us. Yeah, we'd be silly to not be scaling the rest out. Right up in that neck of the woods. Yeah, for sure. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3 to the upside, downside. Definitely gets interesting below 1560. First target below 1560, I think is 1443. Below 1443. Yeah, that's a little closer to what I was looking at. Probably 1388. Yeah, pretty. If it's not 1388 on the dot, it's very close to 1388. Third target for the downside could potentially be this 1370. That was the other one I was debating between. Third downside target right there at 1297. Stop loss average down on this downside trade plan. I've been looking at this 1594. It's probably being a good stop loss for this plan. Really kind of only one little fake move above it that I've seen. Everything else does look to hold up and continue higher. So let's use it as our stop loss average down for the downside plan. So this is what, let's get back to recent current. Here we go. Let's check the indicators. Yeah, lines up with our PT1 projection over that 1650. Definitely looking a little shaky for pushing higher though. So I will say that. Keep that in mind. All right, so this is what we're looking for on our American Airlines live stream plan. Let me also check this hourly chart real quick. Yeah, that lines up with the call entry as well. I like that. Okay, cool. Let's go. Let's get some more. Line this up nicely. There we go. Okay. So here are the AAL live stream plans. Stream plans. And let me post this in the elite chat real quick. All right, so what are we looking for here on American Airlines? We're looking for a break over 1650. That should give us targets at 1739, 1815, and 1912, with a stop loss average down at, what is that, 1594. To the downside, we're looking for a break below 1512. Sorry, I didn't mean to shift that around. Looking for a break below 1512 with targets at 1443, 1388, and 1297, with a stop loss average down at 1560. Those are your AAL live stream plans. All right, so let me take a quick look at the rest of these tickers. We won't be able to do full trade plans for them, but I will take a quick look and give you my thoughts on them. I see Intel and Meta. Actually, let's take a quick look at Meta first. It was requested first. Meta, interestingly enough, right up against an old fib extension. What was this? And when did we draw it? Let's see if I still have that. Yep, right there. Looks like a set of fib extensions that was drawn somewhere around January of this year, and we're right up against the 1.618, so that would be a really key level to break over that. I mean, Meta just really opens up a ton of upside room. So I'd say over 73.94 looks bullish. Below 728.85 looks like there could be potential downside to me, at least starting downside. Below 721, that really starts to look more confirmed. So overall, you're kind of right in a little tough area here on Meta. Certainly seems like a bit of a chase to play for more upside here, but you know, if it's breaking out and if it's making good moves and it's got support and it looks bullish, I mean, you gotta take a shot at it. If you like the setup, go for it. I mean, just because we're at all-time highs doesn't mean there's not more all-time highs in the not too distant future. So that's a quick take on Meta for you. Lamar, hopefully that's helpful. Then we'll take a quick look at INTC. Actually, coincidentally, or fortunately, this one's sort of playing out through some existing trade plan levels here. Finding some resistance at this weekly level, shy of PT1 from my previous trade plan. So that could be the more key level. So, you know, it's 28 cents off. Maybe I should have shot with that weekly level. Weeklies are the stronger levels, the way that I look at charts. But over 25.31 certainly looks like 26.49 and 27.58, based on my previous analysis on this, would be reasonable next targets. Yeah, I mean, I see why I had that target where I did. This weekly level just a little stickier than I gave it credit for. But 26.49 would definitely be the next target over that 25.31. And then, you know, can't believe my analysis is going to change that much from the plan I just did on this recently, with 27.58 being the next target over that. Let's see where we come down and see some price action, though. How far back do we have to go? Too far. All right, so I'm going to stick to my prior analysis and say that 27.58 is the next resistance over 26.49. That was PT3 from that prior plan. So then let's take a quick look at this ER drop. Over that, probably takes a shot at 29.08. Would be my next target. So you could look for an entry over 25.31. Stop loss would need to be, I'd probably keep it where we get into this gap again, just formed. Sorry, I'm just eyeballing this price action a little bit. I'm wondering if I adjust my daily level or if I just add a gap level here. I'll figure that out later. So this is kind of a better perspective on what this would look like for an upside trade plan at the very least. Downside, I think you can stick to the downside plan we've got here. So actually, we do have an Intel trade plan. How about that? Upside and downside. Kind of came to fruition very serendipitously. Right, so definitely tight targets to the downside, but Intel's overall looking pretty bullish right now. So here is the INTC live stream plan, and this will be the last plan we post for today's session. Get this copied, then we'll talk through it. And last but not least, let's get it in the Elite Xtrades chat. Everyone, All right, so what are we looking for here on Intel? We're looking for a break over 25.31. That should give us targets at 26.49, 27.58, and 29.08 with a stop loss average down at 24.43. To the downside, we're looking for a break below 23.02. That should give us targets at 22.18, 21.64, and 21.04 with a stop loss average down at 24.19. Those are your Intel upside and downside trade plans. Hopefully that's helpful for you there. Locke. I'm not going to try to pronounce the rest of that name, so I'm just going to go with Locke. All right, so with that being said, I want to thank everybody for joining me again this morning. It really is a privilege and an honor to get to do these live streams with you folks. We will be back Thursday morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure to set your clock, set your calendars, come back and join us for another Xtrades FOMO live stream. The only thing you should fear of missing out on is one of these pre-market trade planning sessions or trade plan review sessions, depending on what you're coming for. So with that, thank you guys again for joining me. As we always say here on the FOMO live stream, plan your trades and trade your plans. Go out there and get some green, and come on back this Thursday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for our second and final live stream of the week. And then we'll get into the final week of February next week with a couple more live streams as we head into the close of the first quarter of 2025. So with that, thank you guys again for joining me. I will see you all in the chats. Take care. Have a fantastic day. Spy plan coming at you in the watch list here in just a few.